Hello, hello, hello. 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 Okay, I think I'm ready. Am I? Think I am. Okay. Hello everyone, good evening. And welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. So I just have to close this, there's nothing to do with us. And yup. Yup. So we abandoned a bit lock picking. Yeah, but I will get back to it. Okay, so it's just a temporary stop. It's a pity because I like the lock picking, definitely. But I think there is something a bit more urgent to do, which is the new loot, and there is a person that is. Oops, sorry. There is a person that is helping me. It is Ned, and he's doing a bit of stuff on it, which is nice. So I don't have to do everything myself for one time. And meanwhile, I did a small card game update, but there are still few bugs. I still need to understand why is happening. There is a bug that the boss sometimes doesn't appear. I don't know. I have to, but I didn't have enough time. So I will. So if you can, for the testers, if they can test more, they would be great. Okay, so let's look at the loot. Let's look at the loot. So what we did yesterday, we made a list of all the new items, right, that we can put in the game that are actually available for that are available today, right? So we made a list, and we have this list in kind of a Google Doc shared file, and I just need, yeah, so it's here. I have it here on the other screen. And there are the suggestions of Ned on what to change, right? And So we have the problem that this mercenary, right? Yeah, exactly. So this mercenary is actually using the gladiator table, right? And it's very weird. I don't understand why, right? I don't understand why. I don't understand why if I take a mercenary. One, two, three, four, five, six. There are 6 of them, right? Yeah, they are using the gladiator loot table, right? It doesn't really make any sense. So, and if I go in the loot tables, there is actually a mercenary entry, right? That is not used by anyone, and it's called Mercenary 30 Battle Axe. I don't know why it's called that way, but it's called that way. And so why the freaking hell? Also, my other question is, yeah, mercenaries have mercenary helm, absolutely. And mercenary helm is one of the well, actually we have mercenary battle helm, which is the new one, right? Mercenary battle helm. The mercenary helm is something that we already have. Mercenary helm. Mercenary helm. It is misspelled, that's why. So mercenary helm at the moment is banded. Trying to understand here. I'm trying to understand what we are, what do we want. Banded battle helm, but banded battle helm is different than battle helm, right? Okay, so you placed it on. You placed it on chest. I'm reading on the other screen the the idea, right? Yeah, the only problem I have, I don't know if Ned just joined, but maybe not, because I have few questions for him actually. So the main question I have in the file is if these items should be randomized or not. It's not clear at all. It's not clear at all. I don't understand what was the reasoning. I don't understand if the reasoning is. But anyway, let me read it overall and then. So the idea on the mercenary will be to use a new loot table, and I think is anyway a good idea, right? I think it makes no sense to use a separate one, to use the same one of the gladiators, right? And at the moment, their loot rule is this one, right? And it doesn't make any sense. Because it should be 16. It should be 16, right? And we can change it. Now, one idea, I need also the other report. I mean, this match of all the items is hard, but we will do it. We will do it no matter what. We will do it no matter what. We will do it, boys, no matter what. Battle axe is on, okay. Great axe is not on anyone. So the suggestion here would be the mercenary helm. But I'm comparing all the characteristics of all the different helms, trying to understand which one is better than the other and all of that. 333. 333. Here we have a banded mail helm. 4438. Holy shit. Yeah, because there is also kind of a tier, right? This one is actually way stronger than the Mercenary Helm, right? So mercenaries in general are fairly strong creatures, right? There is also a mercenary battle helm. Holy shit, it is even stronger. I mean, I'm kind of fine to give them the mercenary helm. The only problem I have is that it doesn't seem to scale properly with the difficulty of the monsters, right? I'm reading all the suggestions, but I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree. One second. I'm deep into the calculations. Deep into the calculations. And I'm trying to understand what I agree to and what I don't agree to, and it's getting hard because the complexity is insane. Okay, so this is the first change that I agree to. Okay, so I'm trying to read all the changes, and then trying to understand which ones I agree immediately and which ones I have a problem with, right? So The first one that I agree to, the first one that I agree to is to remove the knife, because the knife is a very basic also the knife is not even under weapons actually. The knife is under kitchen. You know, so yeah, the knife. No, it's not under kitchen. It's under weapon knife. $110, 120 damage, 1.5 weapon speed. Versus 150 damage, 140 weapon speed. Versus 150 damage, 140 weapon speed. So this one is copied over. Okay, let's try this. I have to think about it in another way. I think I have to think about it in another way, because like this I'm not proceeding. Hello Hula. I'm deep into this loot stuff, but it's not easy because the ramifications are insane. Ramifications are really insane. So, I'm trying to put my head around this. But so the question is, if these guys are really all Klyros, right? Why they should not use the Klyros weapons, right? Instead of using these weapons, right? I don't understand. Now the problem of changing the problem of changing the weapon, right, is that we will also have to change the skill. I mean, it's not a big deal, we can do it, but it will kind of change the nature of the NPC a bit, right? So but I'm saying, if they have those weapons, right, they could. I don't know if I fully understand the rationale though. I don't know if I fully understand the rationale. So for example, the chest, right? When we look at the chest, I'm doing cross checks everywhere. It's a bit of a mess. Start the chest. I'm looking basically at all the chests that we have, and I'm trying to understand their rank, right? It's not consistent because, for example, there is a wide treasure chest that has skill 20 and another one that is skill 50, right? Now, sorry guys, I'm not speaking much, but I'm trying to understand, and it's very hard. It's very, very, very hard. The problem is that I disagree with many of the proposed changes. At least I'm not in tune with those changes complete. So I'm not, you know. Also because I have a problem. The problem I have is that I don't have the list of items with power, right? I don't have a power list, and that's very bad. So for example, I don't know if a battle helm is better than a mercenary helm, right? Or a mercenary battle helm is better than a banded battle helm. So without that list, it's impossible for me to actually tier anything, right? To tier anything. So I need a way, right? I need a way. So or we do it here. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking to extract the minimum information. Right? To extract the minimum information in this view. And because, you know, otherwise I have to click on each one, right? And go. So for example, Battle Axe, right? I go inside Battle Axe, and then I have to read the damage, right? And the weapon speed. Now you may say, oh, there is also other stuff like the counter block, the block, but those are not really, you know, the most relevant pieces of information when you are comparing items, right? Maybe the weapon range, but I think if we have in this table, right, for each of these items, the main characteristics. So basically this detail, right? This detail, you see that this detail is completely empty. I don't know even why that detail exists. So, so I think I need one more pass to actually. And I think it should be done for the armor and for the weapons, right? For the rest, I don't think I really need it. Well, maybe we can. Yeah. Yes, I need that. There's no way. I need that. Will be a bit of a spoiler if I show it on screen, but anyway, it's all information you can somehow, you know, retrieve one way or another. So it's kind of fine. Okay, so the thing we want to change, right, inside list items, exactly. So in this view, there is a details column, right? Is this details column ever used? Well, this is in list items, right? List items detail. Override one. What is override 1 and override 2? Override 1. It's probably just saying if he's okay, yeah, the details, yeah. So it's when you click on this, right, that this becomes, yeah, the detail becomes, okay. So that is what, so is when you click on the item. Does override? I don't understand what it does. Oh. Wow. I mean, is it useful? I don't know if it's useful actually. But fine. I think I would like to do this. If let's do an example. I make it so if we are in the armor category, right? If we are listing items and we are so I guess that this is the, right? So if I do here XXXXXX, right? And I refresh, okay. Okay. So the point here would be so let's say additional information for comparison, right? Additional information for comparison. Because otherwise I don't understand shit. Right? I don't understand shit. So what we want to do, we want to say, what? We want to say if category is equal to 2 or category is equal to 55, 30, 53 and 54, so 50, 53, 54, 55 and 30. Yeah, I know it's a bit hard-coded, but you know what? I don't care. As long as it gives me the result, I'm fine. So if we are in any of these categories, right? I guess what I want to do, I assume that this is an armor. Yeah, now the only issue is we should get here at least, right, the minimum fields that we need. Now, Let's say we do the max, maybe is the easiest. It's just max. Okay. It's just max. Easy. No, because if I don't have, you know, if I don't have a freaking comparison, I will never be able to do this evaluation, right? And probably is already correct, but if I don't see it, I don't understand it, you know, it's not. Okay. Now, if you could stay in another column, I think would be a bit easier, but because if I put it in details, I think that I can put it in details, right? But then I think that when we click on this kind of fucks up, right? I mean, we can put it in details. So we can put this part. Why the indentation is so annoying. No, the query is done here. So we are outside of the, nah. That's so annoying. Well, fuck. Because this query is done inside of this scope, right? And here we are outside of that scope. I don't understand exactly why though, because huh? So the third column is separate, and is only investigating, is only reading items, right? Is only reading items. I don't want to redo the query. You know, it sounds kind of stupid to redo this query twice just because I am in another column, right? But this happens, you know, because this happens if I'm in item mode, and this happens if I'm in category mode. So by the way, this indentation is so annoying. This indentation is like super annoying. So hard to see, to look at, right? All the ifs, you know, have the parentheses at the end, which is so annoying. Because basically, if we are in item mode, we are here, and it means that we clicked already here, and so we are in the third column, right? So the second column becomes just this, and the third column becomes this suppressed thingy, which by the way is kind of useless. I don't understand why that even happens, but I think it's just to avoid printing out the whole list. And then the details is actually considered in the third column, right? And we are just passing the category, but the query is done outside, right? And is done inside, because it doesn't know if it's querying because it doesn't want to query again the items, right? If the category is visible, then it goes here and it prints this. You know, for what I care, we can execute the query again, I would say. It's a bit of a pity, actually. I mean, I'm kind of annoyed by it, but in theory, we have to redo this query also in the third column, right? For how the code is organized, or we change the organization of the code completely, and then we have, you know, the item. So each line. But you know, this is really not a line, right? This is a different panel, right? While when you are in this view, well, when you are in this view, right, this is the same line, right? So it is kind of annoying, really. It is kind of annoying. I think I have no better way than, unfortunately, than redoing the thing. I mean, it's ugly. It's ugly code-wise, but yeah, now we are not we are iterating. Because here we are iterating only once. Oh fuck, here we are iterating only one. Yeah, because the for loop on the items is actually where? Yeah, it's actually due to this query. Yeah. Huh. That is so ugly, my boys. That is so ugly. But I don't think I have a better way at the moment without spending 2 hours. So I think we will just We will just fuck it up like that. Well, because this thing is also ending the table. No, it's not. No, it's not. Wait. TDTR. I'm a bit lost in this code, but I'm a bit lost. So the for loop for each line is here. Okay, so this is the for loop, and what it's doing is actually doing a BR. So it's not even closing. So this is not even a table. It's just a list with BR, right? So in theory, if I put my in theory, if I put my BR here, right? Yes. I mean, it's really ugly, but yes, but it is what I wanted to do. He's doing the query twice, but who cares? Okay, now the problem is that I would like to have it ordered by protection, but I think we can avoid that, right? We can avoid that. So basically this way, what we are saying that if I mean, and actually here we can avoid extracting all these additional fields, right? Because we don't need them. So we can actually extract, yeah, exactly. So we can extract the additional fields only when we are doing this cycle, right? So we said what? We said, can I type, please? So we said what? We said armor and weapons. That's the only two that we need, or we need more than that? We need I wanted to understand the treasure chest as well, but unfortunately treasure chest, I think there is no way for me to know, because the treasure chest, they do not define the skill needed here, but they define the skill needed in the usage. It's a bit strange, by the way. So we define it with the usage. So under hunt locations, we are saying that under hunt locations, we are saying that that chest requires a certain skill to open. It's a bit annoying, huh? So I cannot put it in that table unless I mean, I could do a max. You know, I could do a max on skill searching on hunt location where item ID is equal to my chest, right? and I could search, I could do a max. Now the problem there would be also the respawn time, but yeah, I think maybe we can do it. Maybe we can do it. I mean, the more information we have at a glance, and the better we can take good decisions, right? So that's the problem I have at the moment. That I see the loot list, but I cannot take a good decision because I don't have enough data to take the decision. So what I'm trying to do is to add more detail, right? So that I can have more knowledge of this, and then from there I can actually take a decision, because otherwise it's a completely random decision, right? And I don't want that. I mean, or random or not good enough. Let me try. So if category is 73, we will have for each item to run a new query, right? And this will be like query 2, right? And this will select from hunt locations. We'll select only the lock strength. We'll select only the lock strengths from hunt locations. Where my item ID equals to the equals to this ID, right? So equals to my query, I mean row ID, whatever. Right? And okay, we can order by name, fine. We can order by name. And by name, no, we don't order by shit. Can we select max? Or is not? No, you cannot select max. Can you select max? Because that would be even simpler, right? So I don't have to do it. I don't have to do it in. It should be, result should be 50. It does. 20. Okay, that's kind of cool. So we can do it directly then. We can do it like this then. We don't need to order by anything. We get our result, right? And our result is one line, right? Our result is one line. and our result is wait, as let's call it strength right. Okay. Very nice. Now, Arcana Treasure Chest, I think is the one that is used only in the generated dungeons, right? There's a lot of people with this chest. I think the Arcana chest is the one that we use in the... come on. I didn't list it. Fuck. Why didn't list it here? Why? Fuck. Ah! Wrong project open. It was the card game project. It was the card game project, boys. That's why it was not working. The search. Yeah. That's why the search was not working. There it is. Yes. So we spawn an Arcana chest. We change the lock strength, and then we associate on the fly, I think, the treasure. I don't know exactly how we do it, but I don't remember how we do it. But anyway, no, I mean, nonetheless, let me just add this information here so that we have it for the next time. Okay. So this is why the Arcana chest has 0. I mean, this is why the Arcana chest has no strength in this list, right? Is the only one without the strength, because the strength is automatically assigned based on the type of dungeon where you find the chest. And this jewel treasure chest is not even locked, right? No. So for example, that is so complex, my boys. In a normal company, you have a team of people doing this, right? A team of people. Can be 5, can be 10, but definitely not 1. Why Ardent Crate is not there? I think because I renamed them all to Treasure. No. Huh? What the hell? Ah, yes, sorry, it was there. It was there. Just I was not. It was all 0. It seemed to no. Yes, they are all renamed. They are all renamed with treasure in it. Because I did this, because otherwise the item could have been confused, right, with a normal item, right? Exactly. Exactly. Please edit. It's a very simple page. You can do it. Bro, why? Why am I to make my life so hard? Huh? Okay, did it now? Are this one listed by... Why there is one missing though? Wait, I think those are already listed in... 1, 2, so Ardent is there, Adorned is there, Stardy is here, Metal is here, Reinforced is here, Wide is here, Ancient is here. Yeah, only the Arcana because it's written below. Okay, so the only thing that we have to do, we have to add treasure everywhere, right? Because these are the new names, I changed them. So that they are not confused with the ones that we use for furniture, right? The ones that we use as furniture. Yeah. Exactly, my boys. Okay, so now that we have this, okay, so this is very good, right? This is very good because now I can see, you know, without clicking on each one, I go under armor heavy, right? And I see this, right? Which is exactly what I need. I need to see the protection, the max protection based on the category. So for example, now for the helms, right? We can see that the hat is the most stupid one because he has a protection of 1.5. and we see the Xiosa cape, you know, as protection of 2, but then all the others now would be, I mean, I can also take this, you know, and then order it by detail, and so at least we have our list. But it's exactly what I needed. Exactly what I needed. Exactly what I needed. And now, I mean, assuming that the base value makes a reasonable difference, right? But I think it does, because everything is designed that way. So now for the weapons, I don't need only the for the weapons, I don't need only the max between slash damage and blunt and pierce, but I also need so if his weapons is what? Weapons is, oh my god, there's a million categories. So is 1, which are the weapons that the monsters are using, because monsters have equipped invisible weapons, which are basically their clothes, right? And then we have all of this. Oh my god, are they in sequence at least or no? They are not. GG. Well, we have I've seen a 33, a 34, 35. So let's say that we start from 33. When the tools want to help you, but they don't. So let's say it is between 33, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 39. There is no 40 though. 40, okay, 40. But there is no 41. Okay, but we already catch many, right? Between 33 and 40. So we say if is greater than 33 and greater than 33 and less than 40, or and then we have all the others, right? There is also 32, by the way. Okay, then 32. Or 48 48, 44, 45, 46, 49, and 47. So there is another group. There is another group starting with 44 and going up to 49. 44, 49. I don't know what is in between, but we don't care. 44, 49. And then there is a 68, which are the siege weapons, but the siege weapons are a bit weird, I would say. So I don't think a ballista, but anyway, we can put it, but it doesn't make any sense. 49 is the maximum. Yes. I mean, if you want, we can also do 68. They're the siege stuff, but you know. Okay, if this is the case, we take damage. This becomes max damage, And then we add speed, right? Then we add speed, and speed, we actually need to extract it from the query because it's not here. This is weapon speed, right? Is there anything else that we need? Decay, nah. There are skill requirements, but I don't think we care about that. I think the majority, the most important things are this. Weapon speed. Okay. So okay. Wait, what is this parenthesis? Okay, so let's try like this a second. Yeah, now one of the annoyances is that you click here and it goes there, but okay, it did not work. Because category 1 we didn't put it in. We didn't put it in. We didn't put it in. Look at that. And by the way, these are all the creature weapons, the natural creature's weapon. In case they don't have a visual weapon equipped, they have a hidden weapon equipped, right? That you don't see, but it's there, right? You don't see it, but in reality, it is there. So yeah, the only one with yeah, so the damage goes basically from so the minimum is low damage, right? Low damage is 1, but it's fast, so it's 1.40 the speed, and then you go medium damage, which is 170, and then you go high damage, which is 2, right? Now all of this can then multiplied by a number of other factors, right? Like the speed, the weapon skill, right, and all of that. But it is the base. But it is the base value, right? And it is the base value. Okay, so now I think I am in a way better position to understand what we want to do with the loot, right? Because when we said, oh, the mercenary is dropping a banded male helm, right? Or is dropping a mercenary helm, right? Now we have an easy way to compare it, right? Because I can go here and I can search the banded male helm, which is a protection 4, and I can check the mercenary helm. I don't know where is it. It is protection 3, right? So basically, if we give them the mercenary helm, we are downgrading the loot for this particular creature, and this creature is fairly high in the list, right? It's fairly high in the list. It's fairly high in the list. Okay, now I'm in a much better position to understand what I'm doing, really. Significantly better position. Significantly better position. Definitely better. but so if I look at if I look now at the proposed change, right? The proposed change is, hey, on the mercenary, please put the mercenary helm, right? And don't put the current helm. And I kind of agree, because it's the helm that they use, by the way. So a mercenary is using that. The only consideration is that that helm is not the most powerful, right? Is not the most powerful. The most powerful is this guy, which is the mercenary battle helm, which, by the way, I don't even know if he has a specific visual. Yes, because he has this one. Okay, and this one is actually higher protection, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, significantly, the difference is significant, though, because it's between 3 and 5, so it's nearly double, right? It's nearly double. And okay, anyway, I think that's a good change, and I agree. Now, do we agree to drop the broadsword as well? Because there is the second request, right? The second request is to drop the broadsword, right? Together. Now, the problem I have is, do we know the broadsword? The broadsword at the moment is dropping from significantly higher. Let me see, significantly higher or no? Where the hell is this guy? It doesn't exist in the game. Wait. Doesn't exist in the game. There is a creature that is listed but is not there. No. The problem is that we are lowering, right? I mean, I'm fine if we lower the number of modifiers. I think we can do the broadsword, but we need a broadsword with one modifier here. This thing of modifiers is super cool, by the way. I don't know if you like it, but I love it. Maybe because I made it. Yeah, possible. Slightly biased. Slightly biased. Oh my god, changing this thing is a mess, but we made some improvement. Okay, so we switch, right? We switch the mercenary to use the mercenary loot table that includes the mercenary helm and the broadsword, but we have to decide if is mercenary helm at random 1 or random 3. For the broadsword, I suggest is random 1 because the random 3 we have it on a different higher mob, right? And now can we remind, so if I go to the compendium, right, under creatures, can some, I know that this is not really working fully, but I don't even have a single creature here. Because I think that when you have a creature, this thing changes, and he has spoils of war or whatever. He has loot, which is called spoils of war, right? And where is the yeah, is here. Ah, fuck, I have it already. There is nothing to discover about this target, because my idea would be to have, you know, the spoils of war. I don't know why I'm always doing stuff half made. But yes, so there is a capability that at the moment is not fully used, right? Where you can actually examine creatures based on their level or rank, and you can learn more about creatures. And you have two ways to do it. One is by killing them, and the other is by examining them in their habitat, right? And so you basically examine the creature, you learn about it, right? And this goes into the compendium, right? It's something I developed a long time ago. I never fully used, but I think we can use it. By the way, these pictures now can probably become all AI made with drawings, but fantastic drawing that the AI can build, right? And here, you know, under spoils of war, it could tell you if that creature is dropping 1 mod or 3 mods, right? Yes, exactly. And so I think that at the moment, okay, so let's do the change, because otherwise we don't do any change, you know, we just speak about it. But so basically I agree on the mercenary to have the mercenary helm, which makes sense because they use it with, okay, with the mercenary helm. The mercenary helm with 1. The mercenary helm with 1 mod. And the broadsword with one mod. Okay, because the 3 mod is already on 2 other higher level creatures, right? Now, in addition to this, what else we want them to do? So I agree to this change. I think it's a good change. I like it. It's perfectly scaled. Now the other question is, do we still want to drop all the ladder stuff, right? Because in theory these guys have kept the chain, right? Not the ladder. Chainmail boots, let me see. Chainmail boots. I think the reason for dropping only the ladder is because the chain you get it in a later quest. No, because it can be both. It can be both. It can be both. I mean, we can drop it, but not... The only problem is that the mercenary is kind of low or not. Nah, no, it's above the gladiator anyway, yeah? It's above the gladiator. It's lower than the expert gladiator. It's lower than the expert. But not randomized, obviously, not randomized. Okay, I think that this is a good thing. So we will do this. Oh my god, this thing is like making a baby. So hard. So we will do this. We will change this loot table. Now, do I have to do it on all the... Do I have to do it on all the guys? Or is this read from the father? Maybe read from the father, eh? Let me see, just to understand if I have to change it on all. So we will change it to mercenary, which was what? This. So if I update it here and then I search for mercenary again and I take another guy, what loot is showing? It's showing the wrong loot. So we have to update it. We have to update it from the database, which anyway is a better idea, so I can do it in production, right? I can do it in production. So we have to do Jesus, this thing's so hard, but we are doing it, huh? We are doing it. Slowly but surely doing it. So loot update for mercenary. I think we can go. I think we can go like this now. Maybe a bit scary to do, but I think it's what we have to do. I think is what we have to do, my boys. Yeah, is this 12 guys? Why is 12, by the way? These ones are in another instance. Hmm? Hmm? Probably because they are spawning. They are, yeah, I think they are probably the ones in NPC, the old NPC room. I assume, no? Yeah, sector ID. Well, sector ID 70. Oh, wait. '70 is NPC room, huh? Okay. So yeah, we can change it, but okay, we can change it even if it's not. Okay. This query is safe. This query is safe, right? So we update character settings, blah, blah, blah. So this one we can do, and we can do also in production, no problem. Then we update the loot table though, right? Because the loot table now is wrong. First of all, I don't like the name. I think it should just be mercenary. And second, I don't know why it does this, and you cannot go. Okay, so let me do this in production as well, so we do it in parallel, because otherwise I have to do it manually, because otherwise, well, I mean, I can also do it through a query actually, if we really want. The query is this, and then we re-update. Yeah, I think we delete. I think we do the same that we did here, right? So we delete the root detail, right, where loot ID is equal to 16. So we basically reset it completely, and I copy it from here, right? So I change it here one. So we want the broadsword, we said, but By the way, it's kind of funny that the Broadsword was mentioned considering that. But anyway. We want the Broadsword. We don't want the Potion of Healing. We don't want the banded mail, whatever, but we want the Mercenary Helm, we said, right? We want the Mercenary Helm, okay. And the Mercenary Helm, we want it with probability 0.2 and 1 modifier. Okay, and the Broadsword, we want it also with 1 modifier. And the Battle Axe makes no sense. And then we add the leather. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, does it make sense to drop also the leather from these guys, considering that we already drop it from the gladiators? I don't think so. I think we should drop the chainmail, which anyway can be bought, right? So obviously with 0 randomization, right? I don't know if I want to drop all of it, but maybe we can drop, I don't know, torso, arms, and well, let me see if chainmail is listed anywhere. Chainmail is listed. I mean, it's already available. Chainmail. I think it's good. I mean, it's I think if we do torso, yeah, I think we will do this. We will do chainmail torso. We will do chainmail arms. And we will do chainmail pants with no randomization. Okay. 000. Now money. Mercenary money. Wow, 600. 639. It's actually saying to have an average of 6. Wait, this cannot be 0 though, huh? It has to be 0.2. Okay. These values of money will have to be reset, but let's put them as something so it's not 0. Okay, I think like this is good. So what I need to do now is to take this loot rule, right, and move it. What was it? 32? No, what was it? 16. 16. Okay. 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 So if we execute this in production, we will have all the mercenary using the new mercenary loot rule, and the loot rule spawning these items. And I think it's a good change. I think it's a very good change. I think it's a very good change. I think it's a very good change. Oh my god, this costed me quite a bit of time, but I think it's a very good change. Yeah, it took me quite a bit, but it's good. Next are the rogue. The rogue is very low level guy. And we are saying drop a quarter stuff? Nah. I mean, I don't understand the quarter stuff really. Why the quarter stuff makes no sense. Wait, the rogue. Why we are saying that the rogue should have a quarter stuff? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. Why? I mean, what is the point? Why? I mean, why? And by the way, we already added the quarter stuff to the gladiator, or no? Yes. Yeah, so why we should add it to a rogue? It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Nah. These guys are using daggers. These guys are using daggers. So why? Nah, this one is rejected. This one is rejected. Why quarter stuff? I don't know. So this one is rejected. The other one is on the gobble. On the gobble, put some sort of polearm. Yeah, but you know, let's go with my priorities though, because you know, if we start with the stuff that is no priority. So the highest priority were the new helms, right? Okay, that you suggest to put in the chest. You suggest to put in the chest. Do I agree to that? Well, in the wide chest. I mean, I think we can. I think we can. The only question is if we want to have it as the chests are not pointing to the chests are not pointing to so these have a special consume script stored in item stats consume script, which is pointing to a progression event. This can be the legacy treasure chest script looking at the base price and scaling rewards accordingly, or it can be a new script using the loot set OP, which point to loot rules ID. Okay, so I think that these ones probably are all scripted the old way. Right?
What is that?
Oh!
A flying pizza monster. That's wonderful and terrifying at the same time.
It's a pity that it doesn't fly. It would be nice if it could fly for real. Treasure chest, treasure chest. Yes, that is still using the old script, but then if I want to change it, how do I do? Oh my god, changing it is like a mess. I think it would be best to have all this one point to the new system, because you know what the old system was doing? The old system was having a consume script in a specific quality, right? Specific quality. So, and it was playing on these two variables, and inside progression event, you had an event named treasure chest, And this is a giant script, right? Completely hard-coded. Completely hard-coded. That based on the cost is doing a million things, right? Which, I mean, it was the only way at the time, so I'm not blaming anyone. But just saying that it's kind of a bad way to do it. Very bad way to do it. Pum 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 pum. So I think we should start to convert the chest to the new system so that we can manage the loot a bit easier, right? So let me understand a second. So what so this is because this is applying more math. You see here, for example, you see this max, you see this thing, money, base cost multiplied by 2, base cost multiplied by random 10. So is using the base cost of the chest is using the base cost of the chest. 600. So it's doing a bit more, and the script is doing a bit more. It's using the base cost of the chest, multiplying by that thingy, randomizing, whatever. Is that a mosquito again, or what? And also, as you can see, there are counts. That are still based on the base cost. So for example, here is doing base cost divided by 2, so this will be 300 multiplied by random between 0 and 1, right? So it will go between 0 and 300 with a minimum of 64. So in our new world, you could say quantity 64 to 300, right? Yes. It's giving you so much stuff. I mean, there is a percentage, right? It may roll or it may not roll it. So, but 60% of the time is giving you that. So 60% of the time. So it's basically an infinite source of money, right? These chests are an infinite source of money. I think the only problem is that they spawn they spawn not so frequently maybe, but my inventory is a mess again. Um, um, okay, and now it's a bit more clean. So if I open this chest, right? If I open this chest, I'm getting 5,000 tria and some ingot. Why? What do you mean by some? Can I know how many? Where did the ingot go, by the way? Some ingot? Huh? Oh wow. Oh wow. Fantastic. Yeah, so okay. Now I mean, we can start to convert some of these chests so that because, you know, managing the script is really a mess. I mean, it's really a mess. It's really a mess. And also, you know what is the other problem? Is that this script is not really making a difference. Didn't we say that the quality... Hello, Blue Prism, thank you for the follow and welcome to the channel. Didn't we say that the quality was actually making a difference? Because it doesn't. At least in this script, right? So what he's saying here is this can be the legacy treasure chest script, looking at the base price and scaling rewards accordingly. Ah, yes. Base price and scaling reward accordingly. Exactly. I don't know why I said quality. Yeah. Yes. No, we need to start to convert this chest to the new way. The only problem is that these chests are actually a bit in stupid places, right? I mean, some of them are, some others not. But for example, this wide treasure chest, right, is inside the cave, the lava cave, I think. Let me check 1 second. Yes. So this chest, right? This chest is how did you find me, Blue Prism? Teleport me. I'm curious, how did you find me? Yeah, you see, there are 2 chests here. Now, why this guy is always falling below ground, I have no freaking idea, but it happens all the time. Why? So it seems that this guy... I don't know if he's the region, but... yeah. He already failed to move. He failed to move and he's teleported where? Where is he teleported? Huh? In this area we definitely have a problem of freaking... So these lines are actually the lines that are defining the location. But for whatever reason, it seems that when the creature is choosing a location to move to, right, is not capable of reaching. So we are randomizing a location here just to have them walk a bit, right? But it's not working, basically. It's not working. They are getting stuck somewhere, right? And it seems to me the definition is okay because it's above ground, right? So it's not inside the ground, but it seems that for whatever reason they still, like this guy, you see this guy is exactly in this spot, right? Which is interesting. He's exactly in that spot. It's below ground, yeah, it's below ground. It's below ground, hiding there. And I cannot click him at all. Cannot click him. Fuck it. Yeah, but why is finishing here? Why this guy is dropping here? I don't understand. It's like he's trying to, but then he cannot. I mean, we can kind of read his brain and see what he's doing, but just by scrolling through Twitch and looking for the U tag. Nice. Do you use Unreal Engine as well yourself? Do you build something yourself? Or you just learning Unreal? Yeah, you see, it is random moving region, right? This random moving region. Move position. Okay, let me see this position, right? Let me try to teleport where he wants to move. Because these guys are continuously falling and failing to move. It's so annoying. 785 213 17552. So this is the location where he's trying to teleport. Is it? Well, I mean, if it's this, I understand why it's failing. Because it is exactly in the middle of the floor, right? So you know what is my fear? My fear is that my fear is that, ouch, the lava. My fear is that these 2 points are too low, or anyway, they are in a place that is confusing, because my fear is that the randomizer doesn't start all with the same height, right? Because for example, here they can move well, right? In this location they don't have a problem, but in that location they have a problem. So I can try to change these things, even if locations, I don't think they can be reloaded automatically. Lava layer. We'll have to go soon though, guys. I'm trying it out as an indie. I've done game dev programming for my second master. It has been always my passion. Nice. You're currently coding? Nice. At the moment, we are actually working on the loot tables, right, of our monsters. So our game is released, is available online, and since quite some time, and we are just improving it, right? And in particular, at the moment, we are trying to improve the loot tables of monsters, because the loot is not using all the items that we have, and is not properly distributed in the new areas of the game that we added, right? And so this is what we are doing now. While I was here, I was just trying to understand why these freaking creatures. By the way, this is a super old level. This level has many years, but you can see it from the spikiness. But while I was searching for this chest, right, because these chests are actually, yeah, next to this big these monsters are pretty strong, right? And these are the loot chests, right? And I was just trying to understand where they were respawning and how they were respawning and such. So, and then I saw that they were getting stuck, and I think the reason they get stuck is because these points are too low on the ground. So I think they are too low on the ground. Or the monsters are too big and we are taking, you know, a point that is up. But I think that I don't know. I can move them up anyway, just to test, you know, if they don't get stuck anymore. So these points are defined in the database inside locations. I don't remember if it's SC locations or locations. SC locations, right? SC location. So if you search the name, like, yes, these are the points. So let me see 1 second the vertical points, right? Because there is one, so the highest is 17696. 17696. 17696. That is here. So it's actually this point, which to me looks okay. And you see the guy just moved, right? So I see there are certain locations that are considered invalid, and I don't understand why. I think we will have to change his brain and have him print out every location where it's going, and but I cannot do it now. It's too late, guys. It's midnight. I have to go, unfortunately. But I think we made some progress. This thing is a bit slow, but in the meantime, I also put my brain again into this loot thingy. And I think for the mercenary is defined and is designed. Now for the chest, I think we should convert this chest to the new system, because the current system is too hard coded. We cannot change, you know, we cannot change much, you know, the content. Okay guys, thank you for watching. If you want to click follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, that's always a good idea. And thank you Blue Prism for the follow. So I will see you tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time, which is usually the time I'm live in the evenings, and then during the weekend. If you want to download and try our game is released on Steam, but it's also released on our website if you don't like Steam for whatever reason. And so you can still play it just by clicking on this button, download now. And you can download it for Windows, Linux and Mac. Yes. Have a good evening, boys. Bye. Bye.